Representative Coomer to speak to the bill. Representative Coomer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to speak to this bill and to address the concerns of those who have claimed that God himself is somehow opposed to this bill. We've heard the bill is unchristian, immoral, and opposed to the principles of Scripture. And there are, in fact, several Scripture references to aliens and immigrants throughout the Holy Scripture. First, there are those Scriptures that address the protection and good treatment of aliens. Among those, we find Psalm 146:9 that says God watches over the alien or the sojourner. Exodus 23:9, which has often been quoted in this debate, says, "Do not oppress an alien. You yourselves know how it feels to be aliens because you were aliens in Egypt." Now, we're a nation of aliens and immigrants, and my personal ancestry includes immigrants from Germany and Ireland, and we've got some Cherokee Indian and probably some other things that didn't get written down for posterity that make up our ancestral heritage. And some of you probably have better bloodlines than that, but the bottom line is we all have ancestry of immigration and immigrants in this country. And you may not remember the discrimination faced by your ancestors, but you know the history, and you know the discrimination they faced by virtue of not being from around here. You know they suffered it. Scripture admonishes us to remember and to refrain from allowing other aliens and immigrants to be treated that way. This is one reason I support House Bill 87. This bill would discourage the predatory and abusive practices taken against immigrants. It would operate to protect those most vulnerable by discouraging those who want to take advantage of the people who can't demand a fair wage. Protecting people who won't report they've been raped or beaten or abused or imprisoned for fear of reprisal from people who've secreted them into this country. People who find themselves in the hands and at the mercy of brutal criminals. And when the government is complicit in that heinous conduct, HB87 gives private citizens who care for the welfare of immigrants a private right to seek redress in the Superior Court and to aid in halting this scourge against those who really cannot defend themselves. We're a nation of laws and not of men, and that means we don't rely on our bloodlines to determine whether or not we're Americans and Georgians. Instead, we rely on the law that governs us all to make us all Americans and Georgians. If you believe in the rule of law, then I ask you to join me as a descendant of immigrants, as a lawyer who has studied and loves the law, and as a Christian who holds Scripture as the highest directive for life. And I implore you to vote in support of this bill. It's the right bill at the right time. Mr. Speaker, I yield.
Gentleman yields the will. Chair recognizes